This is the calculator guide for Module 14, Part 1, Constructing Confidence Intervals for a Proportion. In this video, I will show you how you can get the values of that confidence interval in one quick, easy step in your calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit Stat, and then we're going to arrow over 2 times to Tests. We should be familiar with this menu as we've used it now for hypothesis testing as well. And then I want to go ahead and arrow down quite a bit. I'm going to keep arrowing down until we see one prop z int. There it is. On mine it's letter A. I believe it should be letter A on everyone's, no matter what version you have. All right. So one prop, one proportion. We're doing a z interval because we're using a z-score, so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And it needs 3 things. It needs to know what your successes are, what your x value is. So for the example from the notes, we had 272 teenagers that drove and talked on their phone. N is your sample size, so we surveyed 800 teenagers. And then C level is the confidence level as a decimal. So we did a 95% confidence interval, and then we did a 99% confidence interval. I'm going to go ahead and do the 99 in the notes, just because that was a little clearer of an example. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit calculate. So now we see we got 0.29686, which when we did it by hand, we got 0.2969. That matches. And 0.3831, and we had 0.3831. So this value here is the smaller value on that curve. This second value is the larger value. So all in all, we are 99% confident that the population proportion is between this number and this number. It also gives you p hat and then restate your sample size. So remember, when you're doing this, you still need to make sure you have a normal distribution. Okay, but then you can use your calculator to do steps 1, 3, and 4. And then the last step is you still have to write out that interpretation. Okay, so as a reminder, we went to Stat, arrowed over to Tests, and then arrowed all the way down to letter A, and this is where we found the one prop z int. I've arrowed way too far. It's going to keep going, but it's letter A. That's the one we want. It keeps